We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pigs. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist. And it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen.
They'll be calling you a radical. Time to get out of your dogma snuggies and dig in and do a little work and quit knee-jerking and quit believing these mainstream media. They still got you by the leash, leading you around like little bitches. Freaking leading you around. Yes, good lapdog, good lapdog. Ooh, yeah, Bundy's a good guy. Yeah, them federal government is bad. Ooh, the federal government is good. I mean, things don't work this way, big swipe of a brush stroke. Oh, Sean Hannity said he leads me around still. We claim that we're alternative media. We claim we're all this, that, and the other thing, but we still get led like freaking dogma sheep by Foxconn, Operation Foxconn. You do know. Until this country wakes up and realizes that Operation Foxconn is CIA as it gets. Rupert Murdoch, look up how much he made this year. You're feeding one of the multi-billionaire oligarchs, Illuminati, whatever you want to call him, in world history. You guys just feed on him. Feed on him. I've learned. I've never been so disgusted and pissed off with the counterculturalist movement in this country as I have been the last few days. These fuckers will go for anything. Because I thought that everybody had broke free. I thought that Fox News had lied and lied so much about the fucking war, got your sons and daughters killed, robbed the treasury, both the fucking bankrupt the country. Then they fucking told you to fucking sell your Dow at 6,500 and buy silver at 47 and gold, and they broke you financially. They beat your fucking brains in, and I thought, well, that's enough. They've killed their children. They've robbed the treasury. They fucking annihilated the United States as a country. They fucking obliterated us in all aspects, and they fucking stole every fucking penny. By the time they're done, you won't have a fucking dime left. But no, the counterculture movement still is led by the likes of fucking Sean. Really? That hairspray fucking fraud? Wow. It's fucking unbelievable. Now there's a report, guys, posting around on my website. The government went in with helicopters and shot this fucking cows. Look, let me tell you, I grew up on a fucking ranch here in Utah. It's all BLM. All of it. That's what they do. My ex-father-in-law, by the way, come out of that dynamic who broke free, my second wife, who was an incredible guy, an amazing guy, who was personal friends with Edward Abbey, by the way. Freaking the guy used to drink a fifth of fucking whiskey a day, and I'll tell you what, he was a huge rancher, and he sure the fuck didn't fucking dress up in no fucking ironed Levi's and a pretty fucking white shirt and a fucking cowboy hat. Let me tell you about these real cowboys like my grandparent. Ranchers, they were cowboys. My grandpa was missing 2 fingers on one hand, one finger on another hand from separate fucking farm implement fucking, missing one eye. If you ever seen him in the house in daylight fucking hours, you never. Up at 5 o'clock in the morning, walk around fucking, his old hat must have had 4 inches of dirt on it. He had this old fucking pickup. We used to call it Leonard's Beast. That's kids. Fucking driving around. I think it was red. I mean, we're down on this river property of ours one time. We're down there, and he loved those real ranchers, real farmers were most for the part first and second, third generation Europeans. We came here for the romance and a better life. Hard fucking working. My grandma on that ranch table would set that fucking table every day. We ate at exactly fucking noon. The big meal was at noon. It was called dinner. And there was always a place set that nobody sat at. She would line us kids at night, line us kids up at her little bar, and freaking tell stories and have us giggling and laughing and play with us kids and have pancake eating contests. She would set that table to where that empty spot was. She says, I mean, the first generation, multiple huge ranchers. Anytime the community needed any money, they had what they call the church welfare farms out here. My grandpa ran them. We work on them for free. They donated to the community. When it came to pay your share of whatever it was, a tax or what to the community or whatever, they didn't pay their share. They paid twice their share. If somebody comes to the door and says, hey, we're in need, we need this or that, they didn't give them 1 cow. They gave them 2. That's who these people were. They understood. They understood. The Native Americans, my great-grandma's journal, I look through it all the time. She says, we would free range the cows. When I'd round them up, she says I would stand behind the big sagebrush and hide. They would come to our door when they needed something. My father would say, you don't get, if we have, this is the only way that, it wasn't the Mormon church, it was the people. A lot of these people weren't Mormons. Most of them were here, but they tried to live in symphony. Now, there were the other ones who just killed Native Americans just for the joy of killing them, which they still, just like hunters now, canned hunting and hunters now. When we were kids, you killed something, boy, you better eat every speck of that animal. My grandma used to say, the birds are the symphony. They're speaking to you. You listen to them. You live in harmony and symphony. That's who these are. Not this fucking mooching, thieving motherfucker down there. Hanley. Yeah, I'm fucking so disgusted. I've never been so disgusted. These baby rapers, fucking government welfare fucking mooches. It's just like, oh, fuck, go kill. Let's fucking rip Saddam's head off. Saddam never killed one single American because it's just, they're haters. They're called, but they're not going to go. Oh, hell no. George Bush ain't going to go. He's going to dodge draft. Dick Cheney's not going to go. All these draft dodgers. Every fucking one of them. All these guys. I mean, it violates me that they're walking around with a Marine flag down there. What? I'm head of the Atomic Marines. My father was killed. And my father was a Semper Fi Marine. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. My other uncle, freaking the general from the freaking Air Force, fighter pilot, POW in Nam. That's the family who fucking raised me. They hated fucking guys like this fucking Monday Mooch and these fucking fat, look at these fat motherfucking inbreds. And Hanley with his hairspray and his millions of fucking dollars, and he feeds you your dogma. It really violates me that the countercultural fucking so-called right, hook, line, sinker. They'll feed you fuckers anything and you'll go. No investigative journalism. None. And the hard left's just as fucking bad. They'll go for the Al Gore fucking liar. Oh, Al Gore's an environmentalist. Let me tell you a fact. Global warming's real, but will global warming make the fucking oceans rise? No, global warming will make the oceans go lower. I want everyone to get you a bowl out. Get you a bowl right now. Fill it full of water. Take your great big ice cube and you plop it in that bowl. Great big ice cube. You take your great big huge ice cube and you plop it in that bowl. I want you to sit there, and I want you to watch that ice cube melt. Sit there and watch it melt. See what happens to the bowl of water. It doesn't rise, it goes down. When water freezes, it expands. I'm a concrete guy. I'm a plaster. That's what busts up concrete. So when these guys can't finish your concrete properly, they don't get down on knee boards and maggots. They go in there and they fucking run a fucking bowl float over and fucking sweep it with a broom, because that's easy. That ain't hard work. You get down on your knee board and you scrub it. And you put a seal on it. Well, they don't do that, so the seal breaks. So what happens? It rains on the concrete. But that seal's not there, so it goes in there. Oh, we'll just spray some chemicals. That's the answer to everything. Go kill your dandelions. The water goes in there, what happens? The water expands 3 times its size. It's the most powerful force on Earth, besides plutonium. And it busts it up. The Mormons, right here, when they built the Mormon temple. Now, by the way, this is as old as Mormonism goes. Out here at Fremont Island right here, there was this freaking creepy-ass guy who had miniature horses out there. Who wasn't free for years and years and years. And people thought, he was free-ranging them out there, didn't own the land. That's an island in the Great Salt Lake. There's multiple islands out there. Same with Antelope Island. A guy would range buffalo out there, blah, blah, blah. And, they can't get around. They were completely hardcore inbred. They were diseased and sick. Here's what people don't understand about the meat industry and the rancher industry. And everybody's like, they're all kind of these. I mean, his wife or his daughter was crying, oh, maybe can't get to go see their mama. What? They call them to market and they slaughter them. You ever been in a slaughterhouse? I want every one of you to go to a fucking. You ever been one? It'll blow your fucking mind. I mean, you'll probably never eat a hamburger again. That's what happens to all these. So look, people don't understand this. That's why I have federal inspector friends here. I have federal cattle agents that I'm friends with. These guys have to regulate this industry because of the diseased beef or the disease or the cheating rancher. They take their stuff, they just load them on a truck and they take them to one of the meat packing and they sneak them in. And it leads into the food chain. That's where there's only 6 meat packing plants left in the United States of America. Only 6. It all goes to the same place. These guys will load these cows on the truck. They'll drive them right through here. They'll drive to Hiram, Utah, where they do nothing but exploit illegals. And I want people to understand about the thesis of what the far radical right has turned into and the far radical left has turned into. And if you don't think that matters to the rest of us, oh boy, they've got the field. They got the field in politics. Alito Roberts, hardcore far-right radicals. Al Gore, hard left, freaking lunatic line. They're all liars. MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, you go right down the list, CNBC, they're fucking hardcore liars. Us as counterculturists, if you're going to be a counterculturist, you better be educated and you better be able to dive in dynamically and dig in and pick and choose your fucking battles. You can't just knee-jerk and go for it. That's what Hanley did. He's a piece of fucking shit anyway. Operation Foxconn. Fucking big scammers that ever fucking lived. Oh, we hate, the fucking oligarchs, the fucking one that, who's the biggest oligarch in the fucking world? Orwell wouldn't believe what fucking Rupert Murdoch. Same place as Bill Walmart Clinton. The House of Windsor. Oh, Oxford, Rhodes Scholar, Rhodesia, another pedophile. Oh, isn't it funny how they're all fucking pedophiles and baby rapers? That's a control sick mechanism that these fucking people are. This goes into the food chain. They dive it into the fucking food chain. The federal inspectors have been, we want free market. We don't want any food inspectors. We don't want anything, blah, blah, blah. And I could prove how radical and lunatic these fuckers are. When Fukushima happened, the first round of the fucking debate was going on the budget. Look it up, March 2011. It got all the way down to billions and trillions. Oh, they'll fucking fund any bomb to bomb and kill anyone. Anyone. These fuckers will fucking go kill because they believe, and this is here. I live in Utah, and I'm going to tell you a little story about me as a boy. I'm going to tell you a little story about me as a boy. Growing up in this Mormon community. Now, Salt Lake, Ogden, across the Wasatch, we're pretty contemporary. We're more fucked up than the rest of the country. But southern Utah is where these fuckers all went. There's nobody down there. They're fundamentalists, hardcore fundamentalists. They believe, here's what they believe. And this is right in pure Mormon doctrine. They believe the only people going to heaven have 3 levels of heaven, the celestial kingdom. 1, you have to be a man and you have to be married in the temple, and they give them secret names in the temple. And the man has to call the woman's name to get in. This is how anti-woman. So these people that participate, these women, why do you think all these women are on pills? So That's even, the contemporary Mormon. But here's what they believe. They believe the Earth's only 4,000 years old. One, they believe that they are the special few. They believe the only way you get into heaven is if you're a baptized, practicing Mormon. You can do anything you want, but once you're baptized, you know what they call the priesthood, whatever you're in. It's a fucking done deal. It doesn't matter how you act, what you do. And they believe the earth is theirs to rape and pillage. And the other people are fucking nothing but fucking devils and scum to fucking walk all over. You know how many of these people exist? Maybe a couple million, less than that. I mean, the Mormon Church will claim 15 million people. When in reality, the practicing Mormon is probably right around 4 million. On Earth. That's what they believe. You get this guy behind closed doors, he'll tell you, fuck yeah, I'm robbing the fucking government. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what the Mormons teach. That is their teachings. So I'm a little boy going to primary. I could tell you when we were little kids, we were taught who's the president. We weren't taught that it was Lyndon Johnson, John Kennedy. No, we were taught it was David O. McKay, who, by the way, was a liberal who I knew here. The only progressive liberal in the history of the Mormons. By the way, Utah was a blue state until Ezra Taft Benson killed it in 1980. So I'm a little boy living out there in this Mormon community. I don't think my mom and dad even knew what the hell was going on as far as what they were doing. My mom and dad weren't churchgoers. Both growing up in quintessential famous Mormon parents. They weren't churchgoers. And when I was a kid, it was like this. You'd go to church, you'd see a lot of these old Mormon men. Then later that day, you'd see them sitting on the porch, having a smoke, drinking some whiskey, maybe on 25th Street playing some poker. That's what they did. The women were the churchgoers. The women were the singers. The women were the workers. The women were the beehive. The women did all the work. Oh, these women were hardcore workers. Oh my God, I look back on it. They quilted all day. They put up produce day. They farmed all day. They raised the kids. They did everything. My grandpa was horrible, but the most part, the men, yeah, they did their work in the day, played poker, drank whiskey, freaking smoked cigarettes at night. So I'm 8 years old. There's kids, primary today. We're going up to the new Mormon temple in Ogden. Okay? And we don't know what the fuck they're doing to us. So we go in there, they line us up on little benches, and they take your clothes off, put you in these little white garments. We're 8 years old now. We've been baptized. So, this giant fountain with these bowls all around. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a guy standing in there with a white freaking thing in there. There's another guy sitting up above it in this glass room, the creepier than fuck, with a microphone, and he's reading names so fast it make your head spin off. Next. So you get your turn. You go stand with him. Hold your nose, son. Read a name. Splash. Read a name. Splash. Read a name. Splash. Over and over until you can't freaking. You're like, whoa, your head's spinning off. Then out you go then to the next one. It's called baptism for the dead. They believe unless you're baptized, you can't get into heaven. They even do it to Jews. They do it to everybody. It's beyond offensive. And we're little kids, we don't know what the fuck it is. You sit right there. So that's who Henley is thrown in with this guy. These guys are fundamentalist, hardcore Mormons. They believe that the rest... Now, you don't think the Fox News and the far radical right and the far liberal left believe that they're elitists? Oh, fuck yeah, they believe they're elitists. The far radical right, Karl Rove tapped into it right here. We run him out of this fucking town. They believe that they are the fucking chosen few. Now remember, Bush used the word crusade twice, unwritten speech on the White House lawn. Crusade, the Christian word for a fucking holy war. I mean, this dynamic is so grotesque, yet you guys will fucking go. So every one of you need to look yourself in the fucking mirror. You vloggers and bloggers, fucking writers, and we're a community. Yeah, we're counterculturists. You call yourselves truthers, then dig in and tell the fucking truth. Don't fucking go along. You're still led by a fucking leash, by Operation Fox. Oh, the fucking yeah, fuck the federal government. We know. But you want to go back to feudalism? You want to go back to a feudal system That's where you want to go back to. It's, you know, you have the thesis right about this organization that's running the world, but how do you call it New World? I believe that the New World, Savage, and all those guys work for the CIA. I believe it's a deflection. New World Order, when it's exactly the opposite. It's Old World Order. It's feudalism. So you guys want to go back, okay, completely throw away the entire fucking all government, no taxes, no fucking nothing. Fuck society. You just want a freelance society with 320 million. Okay. Yet you will fucking fund any bomb building. You can't pick and choose your redistribution of wealth. How do you pick and choose your redistribution of wealth? Like the guy says, you show me one social program in 1776. Okay, how about the Merchant Marines? How about the Coast Guard? I mean, before you get all gung-ho about the fucking Second Amendment, all the amendments. Let's remember this. Remember this and look it up because you guys don't do any work, because it's like Jesse Ventura. He regurgitates fifth grade social fucking science class. Social studies. Remember your fourth and fifth grade? Well, apparently none of you fucking remember it. You know, Larry King. Larry. God, I just found this out. You know, when they tried to kill Lincoln, it was conspiracy. They tried to kill the vice president and the secretary. Yeah, they put a fucking blade across the fucking Secretary of State's fucking head. Did you know that was conspiracy? What, you skip the fourth or fifth, and they write books about it and sell a lot of books. Ooh. America has a bloody fucking past. America is a fucking abstract fucking experiment against feudalism that's gone back to feudalism, then gone back to the greatest middle class in the USA multiple times. America's been finished multiple times. They come back because generations die off. What happened before the Bill of Rights? The Bill of Rights was 10. Oh, the Tariff Act. The Tariff Act. To block cheap Chinese goods from coming into America. To incentivize the buying of homemade goods. Read it. How did they do that? The Coast Guard. The first employees of the United States of America were the United States Coast Guard collecting tariffs in the port in New York City. Still there. Building bombs, a war military machine funded by the taxpayer. That's ridiculous. That's fucking beyond socialism. You're getting into communism there. Commune. Look at the definition. Free market capitalist. It's fucking, throw the baby out with the bath. So you want to pick and choose your redistribution of wealth. I mean, it's so over the top. It's so fucking grotesque. It's ignorance on Balco. I'm so disgusted and sick of it. This is the final fucking straw with me. Thrown in with baby rapers. Government mooches. By the way, so you fucks understand this and get this through your fucking thick fucking skulls. And I don't give a fuck who I violate. I don't send out friend requests. I don't give a fuck who subscribes to my fucking YouTube site. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of American fucking culture. I'm sick of these fucking sheep being led in their dogma. Fuck the dogma, Snuggie. Get the fuck out of it. I don't care who I piss off. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Because I really am a counterculturist, but I do it in an intelligent way. I know my subject matter. I don't take on any I know nuclearism like no other. I know economics. Try me. I know history. I know finance. I've spent an entire life of educating myself in fucking hard work, not just in academia. I was a plaster contractor for 35 fucking years, the biggest stucco plaster contractor in the state of Utah, bar none. 10,000 fucking jobs. I stood on Wall Street as a derivative. I stood on the CBO in Chicago as a fucking trader. I've done these things. I was married to an FLDS fucking girl. I've lived it. You know, to sit and take a swipe still being led around by Operation Foxconn. It's so disgusting. It's so disturbing. And I want to say this to one group of people that I learned when I had cancer in the hospital. When I was dying, I was quarantined in there. I was shrinking around dying. I used to joke to the nurses while I was dying. The doctors say, hey, I feel like I'm on death row for a crime I've not committed. I really did feel like I didn't do anything wrong. Yet I'm dying and I'm quarantined in here and all my money's taken away, my freedom's taken away, everything. My sexuality, my love, my art, my creativity, my family, everything's taken from me. Everything. It's all gone. I'm quarantined. I'm stuck in there with a central line hanging and I'm in pain, struggling, thinking I'm dying. I says, I feel like I'm a person sitting on death row in the United States for a crime I did not commit. waiting for the execution date. Barry Scheck's done a lot of great work, but Northwestern University, and they've been at this for a long, long time, and they prove that they estimate between 20 and 30% of people that are incarcerated in the United States of America are innocent, totally innocent for the crime they committed. That's one dynamic. I call myself a human rights activist. I call myself an environmentalist, which I am. I'm really an earth activist. I mean, I stick up for the plants and the animals and the all human beings and all human right violations. The cheaters, the thieves, the so-called shills, the counterculturists, all of it. There's no sacred cows with me. Those are the people, I think about those people a lot now. People that are sitting in prisons. They didn't do anything wrong. Now, Pussy Riot, she should talk about the same thing, Nadia, when she was in prison. There's a lot of reports come out that 70% of people that are in Russia are innocent. That's what they do. So here you got the Obama administration and Putin, which they're just their front man. They're just their puppets. We know that. It's not New World Order. It's feudalism. So how did we fight back on a feudal system? We had a fucking revolution. There were white Anglo-Saxons living in fucking North America for 200 fucking years before 1776. Why then? Because their economy was getting crushed by the East India Company coming in here and bringing in cheap Chinese goods and flooding the fucking markets and destroying their fucking businesses. Oh, that's what Sam Adams is up to. A tariff war. Dress up like Indians to throw that tea off, huh? Oh, but you fuckers can't even have a conversation. There's one easy answer to all this. Do we need to raise taxes? Hell no. But when you got a company like Apple, Google, these corporations that the fucking Hannity and these freaks support lock, stock, and barrel, who are fucking raping this country, exploiting this, they pay no fucking taxes, they employ nobody, they sure the fuck don't live here. It's like when Occupy goes to their houses in New York City. I'm like, what? You go into Lane Blank files, fucking Lloyd Blank finds, and he'll tell you straight up that God told him to do all this. That's a direct quote from Lloyd Blank finds. All these people, the more they see these people, it's total arrogance. They think they're better than you. They think they're better than you. They think their God put them there. They really believe this shit. That's what the Mormons believe. That's what the evangelicals believe. And they all line up and fucking pick and choose their Jesus. In the name of Jesus, really love them, for they know not what they do. Thou shalt not kill. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Wow. Most atheists, by the way, the atheist convention's here in Utah today. I'm going to go down there. Could you imagine the radicals freaking down there, fight back and forth? They pick and choose their Jesus. My baby calves get to go back with their mama. They're radiating. Now, understand this. Where he's ranging that cattle, it's not the Nevada, per se, the Nevada test site. Now, we're going to the Nevada test site. I'm going to do some activism out there. That's where I met Madeline and Megan Rice. Yeah, Madeline and Megan's mother. Oh, yeah, Megan's in prison. Don't want to talk about that fucking story, do you, Hannity, you fuck? Know this. 350 open-air tests. What they would do, all their waste, there was nothing. Mesquite, fucking Nevada, there was nothing there. Nothing. St. George, Utah, right over there, nothing. Bunkerville, nothing. Still nothing. Some casinos right there in Mesquite. That's it. So what they would do, they dumped their waste out there where his ranch is. The feds, I shouldn't say the feds, the Department of Energy, the fucking head of the snake, the fucking mass murderers they are, Cal Berkeley Eugenics U, they would take all their shit and just dump it out there. It's dumped all over right where he's ranging that cattle. So you guys, they flew around with helicopters. Fucking good. I know the guy that does it. I'm friends with the guy that does it. When these horses out at freaking Fremont Island were inbred, and they have no answer. Because what happens if somebody buys them up or whatever? They get into the food chain. So they went out there with rifles in helicopters and killed all those little horses. Yeah. Is it sick and inhumane? What's sick and inhumane is ranging cattle in a fucking nuclear waste fucking site. That's what they're doing. The feds fucking got to control that piece of property. They got to. So, it's state property. Okay, then why doesn't he pay some money to the fucking state? He's a fucking mooch. He's a fucking mooch. These guys drive around $50,000 trucks. You think they make that money ranching? Go talk to a fucking rancher. Go talk to him. The fucking bottom dropped out of the rancher when the feedlots took over. How does the ranching industry work? These giant 6 feedlots. They fucking breed, drop the babies, fucking ranch the thing right at the fucking feedlot. It's all done right there. You can't compete. It's impossible to compete. So the government has got these fucking ridiculous old fucking subsidies. Same with dairy, same with milk, same with everything. So these guys, they become government professional, multicultural, multi-generation government mooches. They learn how to manipulate the system, and they cheat, and there's nobody watching. These guys driving around. Him, his kids, multiple. How's that possible? Where do they get that money? Not raising cattle. I can tell you that right fucking now, even though they fucking got free land. Radiated fucking out. Oh, hell no. Oh, government subsidies. Yeah, they become masters at it. Masters at it. They get big fat fucking government welfare checks. They're the welfare whore queens. Dairy farmers are even worse than this fucker. There's no fucking, you know what the price of a gallon of milk would be right now if there was no subsidy? I did the fucking work. 25 cents a gallon. Number one, milk is horrible for you. It's fucking terrible. Worst thing you put in your body is fucking dairy. You know how that came about? Pushing milk? It was the farm bill of fucking the 1930s and 40s during the fucking crash. There were a lot of businesses were farmers. So the government fucking put in those fucking floors to support these fucking home farmers. And then they started pushing milk through the school system when they knew milk was hideous. I remember my grandparents arguing and fighting because we had a dairy, which was considered a big dairy in that day. And I think they milked 65 head. Now these fuckers milk fucking tens of thousands. And my grandpa had a fucking fit when people were milking twice a day instead of once a day. You think it's natural to milk a cow twice a day? These fuckers do it 4 times a day. You know what they feed these fucking cows? So you want to talk about organic? They're not organic. Then they spread the shit out on the fucking land, which is fucking so full of fucking umbilical, literally, hormones. And you guys are going to throw in with these fucking people. And carry around a Marine flag? The very first thing this government fucking did was United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi. I want to talk about that and spin this into... I want to talk about the Marine Corps. I grew up on that family ranch, second generation Europeans. First people out there, and they didn't homestead, they bought their land. The government used to have, they're called land patents. I have the original land patent on the wall. How does the land patent work? They took these chunks of ground out here in 1848 in the Western United States, because until 1848, this was Mexico. In 1848, they passed out what they call land patents. They weren't homesteads. What they did, they gave you a chunk of ground, which was the wilderness. They didn't build you a house. They didn't give you a check. They didn't give you a subsidy. What they did, they deferred payments on it. You can pay us back. And those people had to pay payments. They had to, in 1929, this was the tomato capital of the world. It moved from New Jersey to Ogden, Utah. Del Monte was headquartered here. Italian fucking co-op farmers all over. Del Monte would actually go to Italy and then to the mines in Wyoming and bring these Italians here and co-op. Del Monte would buy the property and say, hey, you work it off the property. We'll give you the property. You work it off over years and you raise tomatoes because of the ancient lake floor. They got one check all year, these families' farms. My grandma said they deposited their check in 1929. That's how they lived the entire year. That's how farming industries work. That's where future markets were developed. Derivatives. That's where I learned. She said they deposited the check. 4 days later, their bank failed. Now, the Depression was so hardcore and so brutal and so ugly. Now, at least ranchers and farmers, especially out here, could feed their families because those people bottled fruit and put up produce. That's what they did. And I'll tell you what, deer hunters, whatever, like this canned hunting, let's go put a trophy on the wall. Oh, my grandparent would shoot a guy like that. My grandpa had this beautiful old 30-30 Browning. Beautiful thing. And I'll tell you what, you killed something with that gun. They had a very Native American. I mean, the Mormons, early Mormons were, and you can look at the top of the Mormon temple, the pagan symbolism all over it. They were deeply in bed with the environment, the stars, the moon, the thing, in symphony. You killed something, oh boy. If you didn't eat it, I remember these so-called hunters that dress up like fucking cowboys in their fucking sacred, yeah, I'm a hunter, right, or get on these ATVs like they do driver. Oh, the real ranchers, they hated those fucking people. Now they raise them. They raise them and say, I'll go kill them. I mean, it's beyond pathetic. These people lived in symphony with the environment. That's how I was raised. That's how it was. And they didn't freaking pay their share. They paid twice their fucking share. 3 times their share. My grandpa, he wasn't a churchgoer. Hell no. You know, I remember being down on a river property one day, and he reaches up under the seat of his truck. I'm down there. I'm a little boy. It's really spectacular. I've done some videos down there. It's really spectacular real estate. And now you got a bunch of weirdos down there shooting guns, target practice. So you can't even take your kids down there and play and have picnics anymore. I used to have them. My brother says, I was cleaning up some of this stuff over there, and I found this mattress over in this one little grove over there. I says, yeah, that was my mattress, asshole. Why'd you move it? What the hell? And I says, I took girls down there for years. That was my place. I remember one time I was taking this really beautiful girl down there, and we were going down there, and here's my cousin. He passes me, and he's got her aunt in there. She says, oh, my God, that's my aunt. And I says, well, fucking hide. You know, it's like, it was so, I mean, it's such a romantic deal because the sexuality, the love of the birds, I mean, it's spectacular here. I mean, it is spectacular. The landscape, I mean, it's breathtaking. The animals, the birds, John Weber himself, Fremont, all of them, every one of these quintessential. By the way, in Utah, they're trying to switch it now. This is how crazy they are in Utah. When we got raised as a kid, it was always, who discovered this area? Father Escalante. Hundreds of years ago. You know, the Mayans were here even before him. They want to teach us now, you know, that these early Mormon government expedition, Fremont. These guys, no. This is Mexico. Mexicans were all up through here. You know, it's just like, there's a really great documentary now on nature. You can watch it through PBS. This guy is brilliant. He is great. He goes into Wyoming, and you watch that. That's really how I lived. And I'll try to tag it into this video. The mountain lions are here. The cougars are here. My favorite are the bobcats. I really love the bobcats. You know, they kill them. These fucking, there's a guy here, and he dresses up like a fucking cowboy, wears a bandana on. He grew up in a fucking subdivision. And he goes and traps bobcats illegally, and he got caught for the sake. And these guys, and I'm like, what? Killing these animals. Their fur's not worth any money anymore. I mean, meat farming's still huge here. I got this friend, he's a meat farmer. He says, God, I haven't had sex for 10 years. My wife left me, and I says, God, don't you get it? You got dead little furry fucking animals, karma all over you. Yeah, fuck, people really want to be around you. They want to really be fucking romantic with you. So we go down to this river property. I'm a little boy. You know, 8 years old. I'm already driving tractors and fucking trucks out there. With, by the way, I used to ride around in my old fucking big truck when I was, 16, 17, 18 with Lou Ann. Yeah, Mick Jagger's girlfriend who died. It was the middle of nowhere. We were very communal people, loving people. There's no water down there. It's hot here. It's really hot. Even in northern Utah, we have these 10,000 magnificent mountain peaks. But at the Valley Floor, it gets hot in the summer. This is a desert. Hot. But it's not humid. It's dry, but it's hot. We're talking 4 or 5, anywhere between 4 and 10,000 foot elevations. High altitude. When people like in Wyoming, like where this guy did this documentary, it's called I Touched Nature. I touched the wilderness, living with the mule deer in Wyoming. It's spectacular. It's spectacular. His work is spectacular. That's what the animals are here. The mule deer are magnificent here. The elk are magnificent here. The mountain lions are magnificent. The blue herons, the tundra swans, the freaking, I grew up there. I was talking about a gift being born on the edge of that delta. Oh my God. Wow. Talk about living in symphony. The swallows by the tent. The old bombs would roll up here from the ancient lake floor, and hundreds of thousands of swallows nest in them. They're all gone. These people walk around and just kill them for the sake of killing them. Shoot them just for the sake of fucking shoot them. We're down there on that river property. I said, and he says, boy, you're thirsty, huh? And I said, yeah. He says, me too. I'm like, oh my God. He says, we got to hurry and finish up. We got to get you some water. He reaches up under the seat of Leonard's Beast. Like I said, this fucking truck, was it red? Fuck, who knows? Leaks out of the seat. There's an old Lucky Lager out there, which, it's bubbled on the top and bubble. It's, 100 degrees, probably been under that. Who knows how long, right? And a half fucking fifth of fucking Jim Beam. Pulls out 2 of those old fucking beers. Cracks them open, foam them. Hot. These fuckers are 100 fucking degrees. Here, boy, drink one of these. What? 100-degree fucking beer. I'm an 8-year-old. That's when we grew up. Fuck, here, boy, you need a beer? Go have one. That's what it was. There's no big deal. He takes that fucking beer, one eye, fingers missing on one hand, fingers missing on the other hand, Scandinavian, fucking smoke fucking 5 packs of Lucky Strikes a fucking day. Takes that beer, chugs it fucking down like a fucking oven, just crumples the can, throws it on the floor. He saw somebody throw a beer can on the fucking ground, or litter, even a cigarette butt. He'd be in their face. The Mormons would come to the fucking door, say, hey, son, we need money for this person in the wards. Fucking had some serious health issues, whatever. You can't pay his mortgage. You can't pay his fucking rent. How much is his rent? I'll never forget it. I'm standing there. There's a guy my grandpa doesn't even like. Hairsprayed, phony fucking Mormon prick. They come to the door. The church says, so-and-so is sick. And he says, sick? What's the matter with him? This. And he says, well, I'll bet you drop a $5. He can't hear. He can't. My grandpa says, I bet you drop a $10 bill behind him. He'll hear it hit the ground. He says, what's the deal? He says, he's getting ready to get kicked out of his house. He has 6, 7 children. That's what these guys do. Well, can't afford the kids, but that don't matter to the Mormons. No, hell no. So, can't pay his rent. He needs some help. It's the guy who owns the house, who's a friend, an incredible rancher out there, another friend of my grandpa's. Amazing man, Mr. Hadley. Incredible man. My grandpa says, well, how much is the rent for the year? He looks at him, tells him the amount. My grandpa gets up and writes a check for the year. That's who these fucking people were. Not now. When I got sick. I'm in the hospital. I'm still Mormon. They haven't kicked me out yet. I want to be kicked out. I'm in the hospital. They say they take care of their own. I live in the hardcore. The very first person building the cemetery. I live in a Mormon community. You blow your mind. Quintessential, historic. Abraham Hunsaker the Fourth, my grandfather. Ike Potter. That's my bloodlines. That's them. My mom. All the girls, if she would have been a boy, I'd be the 6th. We're talking quintessential freaking wow. The United Order. Oh, yeah, look it up. In the old days, if somebody was sick, they'd be right in your room immediately saying, hey, how's your mortgage paid? What debt you got? That's the first question they'd ask you. They'd close the door. They'd come in the moment and say, let's talk about your debt strategies. Let's get this handled. But we want you to survive and recover. Let's handle. You got a mortgage? You got taxes? What do you got? What do you got for bills? Here. And they wouldn't just hand you a check. Oh, no. They would go right to the people that you owed, and they would pay them. When I got sick, they didn't even come to my fucking room. The Mormon bishop who's in our fucking so-called ward, they could have my house every 3rd fucking day. He drives by there every day. They won't even look at me. I told them one day, what the fuck? You're in my house every 3rd day looking for a handout for something. I get sick. You don't even look away. What are you afraid? I'm going to ask you for $5? Fuck you, cheap. Because they've evolved. They've changed us like the rest of America into a me generation. The evangelicals have done the same thing. Every religious, the right, the left, the radical left, they think they're elitist. The Al Gore fucking left. They all think it's about their money, and they've gotten rich. Do not kid yourself. Oh, go fuck, Bush didn't win, Gore. Fight back, Gore, fight back. No, you don't fight back. Don't fight back. Here, we'll give you a fucking board of director on Apple and fucking Google. By the way, they pay no fucking taxes here. None. So what's the answer to all this? Simple. That fucking tariff. We don't need to raise taxes in this country. We don't need to cut fucking, so yeah, we need to clean these fucking programs up. These corrupt motherfuckers. There's no doubt. We need to start putting fuckers in jail for cheating the fucking taxpayer, like this fucking Clyde Bundy. He needs to go to fucking jail for cheating the taxpayer. These fucking bankers who cheated the taxpayer need to go to fucking jail. He's no different than a fucking one of these fucking Wall Street bankers, fucking Goldman Sachs. He's no fucking different. Mooching off the taxpayer. You know? And you think, oh, we don't pay taxes? Oh, really? 90% of taxes collected in this country is usury tax. What's that? Every time you buy something. Your light bill, your gas bill, your fucking, you know, property tax, your local fucking taxes. I mean, that's where they collect it. Every time you buy something. You don't. They're cheating. And you're going to support fuckers like that. Not me. Not me. I mean, I want to help anybody who's in need at any fucking time. Look, we send all our jobs to fucking China. There's a lot of hurting people out there. A lot of you don't even know they're hurting. There's a lot of people because they got sucked into their fucking mortgage refinance by scamming, scheming fucking mortgage brokers. Scamming. How come those guys aren't in jail? The mayor of Kaysville right here, a fucking mortgage broker who scammed billions, and now he's fucking mayor. I mean, these guys are fucking crooks. These so-called mortgage brokers who forge paper left and fucking right. Felonies. They all walk. They all walk. Well, in the roundabout, who paid for it? The taxpayer. So he scammed all that fucking money by forging paper on you. When you wanted to mortgage your thing, he cheated you. Well, who paid him? He got all that money. Fuck, those guys were getting fucking $6,000-$7,000 each mortgage up front. Who ended up paying off that fucking theft? The taxpayer. Bankers didn't need it. The mortgage didn't need it. AIG didn't fucking need it. No, the taxpayer fucking ate it. Because these guys are also, and these are the same guys who will scream and yell, anti-federal government, we hate the fucking feds, we hate the system, but fucking give us some more, mooch some fucking more. First one at the fucking, they don't stand in the soup line, they don't go get fucking food stamps, $200 a month. Oh, hell no. These fuckers stand in the secret fucking line and get millions of fucking dollars. Defense contractors, beyond pork, nuclear, the nuclear cartel. The subsidy's so grotesque. We don't use nuclear. Oh, yeah, we build bombs and threaten to keep you repressed and throw a wedge issue to you. The greatest welfare queens in the history of humanity. The nuclear industry. The nuclear industry. They're killing you, literally. So when I go to San Francisco, on the beach, I'll be wearing, you know, when you come to San Francisco, make sure you wear flowers in your hair. Yeah, sunflowers and fucking dandelions to try to suck up some of the fucking radiation that's killing you fucking asleep fucking sheep in San Francisco. I remember when that place used to be the fucking rebellion place. I remember when the radicals would come out of the woodwork and stand up for what the counterculturists really did. Not now. Oh, they're all tied. Fuck, we're elitists. We're on our Google bus. Look at us. We're outdoor. We're going to go try to rape 2 different massage therapists because we're elitists. We're all going to heaven and you're all going to hell. Ask George W. Bush. Crusade. God put me here for this time and this place. Yeah, Dick Cheney. Oh, let's get a fucking another heart from an executed Chinese prisoner. It's fucking grotesque what these fucking people will throw in with. Anti-feds? Oh, fuck yeah, they're corrupt as fuck. What ain't? But it's the people that are corrupt. It's the ignorance that they feed on. The 1% does it because it's so fucking easy. Guys like fucking Hanley, fake all the way to the bank. These fuckers sit behind doors and laugh their fucking balls off. The Limbaughs are all, they're fucking multi-fucking million. I mean, Bill O'Reilly tells fucking Stephen right to his face. Tells you right to his face. You guys still have it up. Stephen, you know it's all an act. Colbert, if you're an act, what am I? It's one of the greatest lines in history. He'll sit and tell you he's a fucking fake phony. And you know he's a master, by the way. You can see the grin on his face when he's telling his fucking lies and propagate. He doesn't believe a word that comes out of his own fucking mouth. Not a fucking word. You can see him laughing at his own shit and thinking these fuckers just suck it up, and I lead them around like a fucking lapdog while I'll sell them 10 more fucking books. The same book over and over, and these fuckers just fucking buy it. I'll fucking send him an autographed copy. He doesn't believe a word of his own shit. Neither does Limbaugh. I mean, it's amazing to me, the dogma that people fall for. I mean, it's beyond a fucking Snuggie. It's sick. You want to be a counterculturist, then be a counterculturist. You want to fucking be a so-called truther, and I hate that word. I really hate that. Truther? What the fuck? What does that imply? That everybody else is liars? I guess so. How can you call yourself a truther when you don't tell the truth? I physically represent what I am. I have tried to counter in a hardcore way. I have tried to counter what we've evolved into. A masquerade party. Everybody's living a masquerade party. Look at the news desk. Look at anybody reports. They sit by inside of a desk. They're probably naked from the waist down, with hairspray on. The girls are there, you know, fucking. I mean, it's such a, you know, nothing about this. Like Anderson Vanderbilt. You know, he's into fucking whips and chains, into all kinds of sadistic fucking stuff. He's ex-CIA. But he talks calm. He's passive aggressive. You know, that's all of them. Every fucking news desk, I've tried to be the exact fucking opposite because the Fukushima tale is so important. No one's going to tell it. I've tried to tell it. I've thought about this. Am I too over the top? Am I too open? I give my name, I've stripped my fucking clothes off fucking naked right in front of my fucking camera because I want to be intimate. I want this to be the opposite of them. Oh, that's what counter art does. That's what counterculturists do. That's what I want to be. That's who I am. I'm not going to talk about subject matter that I don't know in hard detail. I'm not going to fall for a 10-second soundbite. Never, ever. You know, I told you guys from the day I started my YouTube site, long before Fukushima happened, I will only talk about subject matters I'm very, very in-depth with. And I have huge experience, not just academia, in the field, out in the street, that's where we'll meet. I have huge respect for true blue, great, intelligent counterculturists. Edward Abbey, I love that fucking guy. Did he know his shit? Oh, yeah. Paul Stegner, oh, my God, was he brilliant. Rachel Carson, oh, how brilliant was she. John Kennedy, oh, my God, an oligarch who broke ranks. We don't have any men like that anymore. We don't have any women like that anymore inside. All we need is one scientist inside Berkeley. I mean, they leak stuff to me, but they won't use their name. And I understand. To tell the truth is death. Aaron Swartz, Michael Hastings, Pat Tillman. I want every one of you to really sit and think about Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman was probably the most famous man in America. Army Ranger, brother with him. First it came out, killed by friendly fire off a cliff. Just like my father, the lies that came to my grandma. Oh, they're taking shots without he went in cardiac arrest. Same lies. Then it gets exposed by fellow Rangers who like, I mean, because they're honorable men. They're coming home and telling the truth. His brother's telling the truth. No, he was fucking executed, murdered by one of his own guys right behind. You know, they lie. Michael Hastings exposes all this. Michael Hastings, talk about a counterculturist, the greatest. So did he push that gas pedal, Michael Hastings? He was getting ready to break another story. Oh, yeah. Look who was getting ready to break the story with inside the CIA. Kind of like Michael Rupert, that great work that he did. So did they kill themselves or were they suicided? It really doesn't matter, does it? You think about Aaron Swartz, 26-year-old brilliant genius. We're taught all these things. We're taught to be revolutionaries. We're taught to be intelligent. We're taught to freaking question authority. We're taught not to be sheep and obey as intellectuals. But if you do that, they're going to put you in prison. They're going to put you in jail. They're going to ostracize you. They're going to give you no platform. They're going to smash you down. The contemporary sheep are going to laugh at you. The contemporary sheep are going to hate you. They're going to take everything from you, including your soul. So Aaron Swartz put that noose around his neck, or did they do it? Doesn't fucking matter. They still did it. Either way, whether it was he or they. Same with Michael Hastings. The weight of the world on your neck. Literally. I can relate on a small way. I've told the tale of Fukushima in fine detail before anybody ever told. Every single story, I've been out front. I've hypothesized it perfectly. Does anybody give me any credibility? No. Does anybody give me any credit? What? For every good deed, what's that old line? No good deed goes unpunished. Oh, boy. I've let you inside my hospital with my central line hanging out of my fucking thing. You know how hard that is to do? People don't do that. because cancer is a very intimate thing. It's heartbreaking. Leukemia is beyond heartbreaking. It destroys you. It's the greatest violation of human rights in history. This guy wants to range his cattle where it's not the Nevada test site. It's where they dump the shit from the Nevada test site. Go down there. Drive along I-15. Fucking drive down there. It's so fucking lit up. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I'm going to shoot a video next day or two, right out the energy solutions, because you know I go out there all the time. And at Grassy Mountain, where they dump all this waste. There's cattle grazing there right now. That's the first time I've seen cattle grazing out there in a long time. You know, it's another guy just like this guy. This has been going on because I'll tell you what, these people believe. They believe it's God's will, and they believe that God is theirs, not yours, theirs. Jesus is theirs, not yours, theirs. It's the same mentality as the Taliban. They blew up the giant Buddhas. It's generational arrogance on Balco. He's not your God. He's not your Jesus. He's not anybody. He's ours. It's immaturity? Oh, fuck yeah. They call them baby boomers for a reason. It's generational arrogance on Balco. It's non-love. It's hate. It's non-love for your fellow man, woman, child, animals, plants. No respect for anything because you think you are the elitist. Whether it be through religion, whether it be through your fucking money. That's what people think. The rest of you, oh, you're just a bunch of fucking scumbags. You know, those Asian slaves at Foxconn? Oh, fuck them. They're just Asians in Bangladesh that are dying. Oh, they're just Pakistanians. Oh, they're just fucking, Chinese. They're overpopulated anyway. Let them die. And you'll fucking buy. You'll wear garments from them. The answer is a tariff. Simply a tariff, because a tariff is a tax on the corporations. They want to cheat the system. That's a tax they can't avoid. It's unavoidable, and it's collectible immediately. Hamilton knew it. Abraham Lincoln knew it. FDR knew it. McKinley knew it. The tariff president, oh yeah, they whacked him. Who whacked him? We know who whacked him. Right out of the House of Windsor. That's a fact. Look it up. Oh, John Kennedy knew it. Nuclearism trumps all that. It's generational arrogance. Oh, we don't care if we radiate all you, because I'm going to heaven and you're going to hell. Because God loves me and he hates you. And he's my God. And he's my Jesus. That's what this all is. You get this fucking fat fucker behind fucking doors and his fucking mooching lion fucking family. All these people. I've lived here. I understand it. It's evolved that way. They'll tell you. They'll tell you behind closed doors, oh no. Fuck the federal government. Fuck the state laws. Fuck the federal laws. God. And God's mine. And God wants me to have 10 virgins. And he wants me to go find the 10 virgins. That's what they'll believe. I don't care if it's my own kids. That's what these creeps are, Warren Jess. I mean, you think about this. You think, right out of southern Utah, right? This guy's friends with Jess. Now think about this. The tapes come out. This is how sick these fuckers are. And think about the women. They're indoctrinated, brainwashed into this. Think about this. In Texas, in that fucking temple he built up, the Texas authorities find tapes. They start listening to the tapes. The tapes are fucking little girls, 12, 11, 13, little girls. The other women are holding these little girls down while this old man, creepy, ugly fucker, is fucking them in the temple on a bed. It's factual. It's right there. They played it as evidence in the fucking trial. It's amazing what's right in our face, and you guys choose up your dog, maybe because everyone's sick in this country. They're sickos. Pat Tillman's fucking fellow Ranger brother, his brother, and I grew up in the Semper Fi Marine family. I mean, you want to talk fucking honor among men and women? Oh, it's beyond honor. It's sacred. It's hallowed. Look up what he said. He was executed and murdered by his own man. But you don't go for that one. See you in San Francisco, Ocean Beach, between stairwell 15 and 20, all day on the 26th. I'll be there in the afternoon. Wear dandelions in your hair to suck up the fucking radiation. Stay in tuned.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Twin gauge.